As we give it a second or two here, come back around. I'm actually going to refresh here at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. I put the tweet out, put the stamp declassified Stooge report, Snowden style, right through WikiLeaks, but they're not coming for me because I've got diplomatic immunity and they know I'll fight back. So here we are once again on your Thursday early recording for your Friday locker room infidels. We see who shows up in the chat room. Usually a couple heads from our, Wednesday locker room. But you know he's down with the blue and he's cool as can be, just like Doritos. It's my man Stevie Cool right here. Welcome back, man, after a fun Horseman last night. I appreciate you getting up early. Joining me, as always, for the Friday locker room, man.
No problem at all. Actually, that last night, the last half hour was kind of like a great analogy if you ever are an aspiring wrestler, a current wrestler, a legendary wrestler, that it's that point at the signing or the convention where it's that last hour and everybody's filing out, and you think, you know what, it was pretty smooth. Nobody disrespected me. No one said anything stupid. There wasn't any kind of internal fight between two wrestlers or people that hated each other. That last hour, get the fuck out. And that's what we should have kind of did last night, even though we loved the promo you cut on Ben Espinoza. I think he's slightly autistic or something, because he just gives very detailed recaps of like it's me saying, if I was in the chat and I hit the power button on my iMac and then it started up and then I entered my password and then I clicked on the Skype icon to open Skype, which is an app for Mac, after I pushed the power button and after I logged in. But you shouldn't feel bad though. I thought it was great.
No, and maybe I was triggered because I didn't stooge us off. I'll stooge it off here because it's the locker room. That's what we got to do, man. And it weighed heavy on me, big time. I know. I think I might have put it in the Horseman chat, but you know, it's tough for me usually to relate to people like, oh, depression's a thing and da da da. I'm gonna pull your boots up, do the work. That's just what I am. But dude, I botched the ceremony in Chicago on the wedding, and it's eaten me alive. Like, it's not just as like an in-law and a performer, but like I just can't shake it, man. Like, I feel like I destroyed somebody's wedding because we did the whole thing without the rings, and then I didn't even realize it, and then we redid it with the rings right after. Everyone laughed it off. I covered it with quick improv, and people were coming up to me saying, "Oh, it's memorable. It'll be great. It's great. It's no problem." But dude, you know how it is when you're in the main event and you want to fucking stick it, and then it would have been like me going, "Oh, wrestling's phony. Let me start all over again this whole match." You know, when like they botch a spot and they go back and do the whole thing, dude, it's going to haunt me till the day I fucking die.
Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but it sounds like you had a pretty good bride. That's the important part. Like,
she's awesome, man. My brother-in-law is awesome. But it guts me to even be able to say it out loud. I'm just like, I'm so rocked from it. I didn't want it to be a focus of the Horseman last night because I know we'd come back to the torture chamber about it. I needed a week to breathe from it. You know what I mean? Before the ribs started coming to where I ribbed myself. But I figured, hey, we're in the locker room. That's where the real Stooge report goes down. So if I didn't throw myself under the bus and see if I was a little off my game because of it. But, you know, I mailed out their marriage certificate in the whole nine, and there was a bunch of mishaps. So it wasn't the only thing of the weekend. So it was kind of a comedy of errors. We had a great time seeing family. I feel bad because what I wanted to say is I feel bad. Shout out to everybody in Chicago I didn't get to see because we went to Frontier. It started out, we went to Frontier Airlines, and we're there, and they're like, oh, there's going to be 40 minutes of maintenance before we can take off, so a little delay. Beautiful day, not a problem. I see the maintenance guy get off, and he gives the Benoit the throat cut to the guy on the ground. I go, honey, go get a fucking car because we're driving to Chicago 11 hours because I knew we're fucked. And they had a bunch of people from Denver who need to get rerouted first. There's like only 6 seats available on some other flight. It's like, fuck it. Here we go. I drove overnight, got there, dropped her off 5 in the morning at a hotel, 6:45. I got back in bed after taking the car back all the way to O'Hare and coming back downtown. And at fucking 7:50 a.m., I was back up for their wedding rehearsal at 9.
Oh, fuck.
That's how I kicked it off. So from that point all the way to touching back down here, you know what I mean? It was hardcore Holly, man. It was fucking good times, but you know, I was on my grind. It was never from those events getting set in motion. We were never caught up and never on track from that. So I thought maybe I went into another CERN timeline and maybe I nailed the fucking wedding, but
you should have said at the end too, so you apologize and say you'll make up for it when they get married next time.
Yeah, I ribbed them afterwards too. And one dude came up because I cut the promo in the middle. I was like, you guys are going to let me drown up here? No one gave me the Iggy that I didn't have the rings. And here's the kicker, to go back to the Ben Espinosa thing. The ring boy is on the spectrum in some degree. And the parenting, the deal making I had to watch and deal with. I mean, I don't have a kid like that, so I can't judge from an outside perspective. And last thing I want to do is cut a promo as hard as I did on somebody last night who may be, afflicted with some type of disorder like that. But it just got me, man. Like, that's really what all that piled up. And like, I came back from all that bullshit, watched all that wrestling to get ready for the shows, and then somebody's like, "It was on fucking Raw, not SmackDown." Oh, bro, I just went into a crazy zone. I don't know what happened to me last night. So if I went too far, Ben Espinosa, hopefully it didn't turn you off to our platform. But if you're not on the spectrum, eat a bag of shit.
Yeah. And by the way, Raw is SmackDown and SmackDown is Raw, so technically it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you could have said pay-per-view, Raw, SmackDown, main event, Velocity, Heat, whatever fucking shows they have. What's an outright? We'll bury them while we're at it. Let's have these high level athletes that are supposed to be in great shape. Let's because our brand is all about like bigger than life superheroes. Let's have them stop at KFC for some cinnamon buns on the ride along show.
Yeah, everybody.
And then go to the Dollar General for candy bars.
That's probably not too far off, because if you listen to Moxley interview for his last match, he said he got paid $500. So maybe we rib about it, but maybe that's all that Rusev and Lana can afford, because they're not on TV. They're only getting house show pay, so they are using KFC coupons that they got in the mail to eat cinnamon buns and KFC while they shop at Dollar Store for fucking cheap water on the road.
This is a very important point, because you see all these things about. Like, I laugh because on Alexa, my wife looked it up one time and it said my net worth is like $2 million, which is like 500,000 less than Zach Bagans having syndication on Ghost Adventures and Travel Channel, who has multiple Maybachs or whatever those fucking cars are that I'll never own. When you're saying Dean Ambrose is making $2 million and this guy's making this, or the Revival are getting offered $500,000 a piece for 3 years. That is not fucking true. I have a lot of trouble believing that, because that level of money will make anybody, unless Tony Khan came along and said, I'll give you $3 million and you don't have to work all the time. But technically that's what Jericho's getting, right? 3 to 4, something like that, 3 to 5.
Supposedly, man.
But these guys and girls, I go back to the story, seeing Luke Gallows and what was the other guy? Mike Knox.
Okay.
Early in the morning, coming, you go into the airport, stopping at the gas station to fill up, and they're literally pulling change out of both their pockets to see if they can afford to like fill up the gas tank in order to not get charged the high whatever.
Right.
That's what a WWE life is like. That's what, even after 9.5 years, I have to sleep in my car, because it's like, I'm not going to pay $60 for 3 hours in a hotel room.
Yeah, if that's going down with guys like him, what's it like for an Aiden English, a Titus O'Neil? You know what I mean? Guys who are away from their kids, or guys who aren't featured. And like, that's why I rib about it. We've like, they're doing a KFC spot because they're the sponsor, but dude, it might not be that far off if they're getting starved out because of other things, other reasons. So, and there is a story that kind of relates to that, that we can kick it off with. Let's see if I can find it in this whole thing here. Yeah, right there. Ryback gives advice to Luke Harper And here's two guys who know exactly what we're talking about right here. Former WWE superstar Ryback recently spoke about the situation regarding former WWE Intercontinental Champion Luke Harper. Harper has asked for his release, but WWE has denied him his release and added time onto his contract to make up for Harper's time injured. Ryback was disappointed in WWE's treatment of Harper and offered some advice on how to get his release granted. He says, quote, "It's just disappointing what they do to a performer. Whether or not they're going to leave him at home, I want to do Ryback voice here, but I don't know if I can, which they are probably going to do, which chances are once you speak out like that, that's what they're going to do. My best advice to Luke is speaking out about the company. If he did that, he'd get released quickly if he did that." Ryback went on to say that Harper will likely continue to get his downside guarantee and be kept off TV and pay-per-view. Quote, "They've done this routinely with guys. They did it with me. I tried to work out some issues with WWE. I was hurt, and I knew I was hurt. I was telling the doctors, but they just keep you going week to week, trying to reach out because I want my contract to expire and I want to do other things. I was told by Mark Carrano, you don't want to do that. We're going to job you out, pull you off TV, and then fire you. They do that to lower your value in the fans' eyes first. Then they pull you off TV so people forget about you. And then when they fire you, you look like you weren't good enough in the fans' eyes. They've done this time and again. Probably with Harper, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a week or two prior to his contract expiring that they fire him just to say that they fired him."
Petty.
Sure.
Absolutely petty. And I remember Carrano when he first came up and how he looked at that look in Total Divas and how he is. It's just, that is not the, Johnny Ace is one thing. JR is one thing. Anybody in that spot, even Nova in a spot that has some sort of history in wrestling, not the guy who just happened to survive all the cuts and firings and layoffs.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying him. I'm sorry. And I told you about the game he played. Here's a game of just being a fucking douchebag, and it's the company, not him. Something small like this. They wanted me to come, besides the yearly rumble, like, oh, by the way, are you working out? Are you healthy? Or all these stupid questions. Are you on drugs? But they wanted me to do that network thing for something outside of the ECW DVD. Well, Glenn gets in touch with me, Kane, and he goes, "Hey, Carrano wants to talk to you about this deal for the network." I said, "Cool. Tell him to give me a call." Oh, no. He said, you call him. Okay, I'll call him. I call him, leave him a message. Glenn texts me back like an hour or two later and says, "Hey, I talked to Carrano, and Carrano said to give him a call back again." I said, "You tell him to go fuck himself. If he's not going to call me, and he's playing that kind of game where you're the go-between, who's, by the way, a fucking legend in the business."
Legend to make him fucking dance, dude. Like, a guy who's never been on TV is nothing more than a talent handler and will go down as probably the top stooge in WWE history.
And that's saying something. That's fucking with Bruce there.
That's saying a lot.
So I'm not, it's not story time throughout these things, but I'm just giving you the idea of, if you had to deal with that every single day, like a fucking Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, Luke Harper, Ryback, on any Aiden English, on any level, you're looking at it and you're like, I gotta spend 5 times more energy just to say hello to somebody. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That's why these people are going to leave, because Tony Khan will just say, "I want you to come in, I want you to cut promos, I want you to wrestle, I want you to get over, and here's money for it." Yeah. It's really, if they make it that simple, that's why wrestling will draw, because they're paying attention to all these outside fucking distractions and these fucking KFC ride-along commercials and the Dollar General bullshit that only makes these people less over. Yeah. And then they're
just trying to get that extra money, I think, any way they can, because and we'll talk about Moxley's stuff more, but one thing that it was like, he's like, we spend more time trying to make sure we don't look stupid out there because the creative process is so rotten they have no idea. And how often we've been saying, I don't care how many writers you got or who comes out of that room. I've seen this from the writers so many times, and I don't care if it's Jimmy Jacobs but Jericho put him over as helping with the list thing, and he's in the business, so I won't bury him. But there's been plenty of other guys who are like, it's the most brilliant room of people I've ever seen. They just don't do the ideas. When it comes to the workers and you're bringing those ideas up, it's not brilliant. I was glad. That was one thing I was like, that stood out. I wanted to stand up and clap for on that. It was like, I'm so tired of them putting themselves over and passing the heat. If their shit was really that good and you knew how to write wrestling, it wouldn't be getting fucking kicked back. And even if it was, you'd stand up for your fucking work and be able to rewrite it so it doesn't have some fucking junior level shit to it.
Well, and if you're really, really that good, guess what you would do? I'm going to go somewhere else. If you're really, really that good and your writing was really that good and strong, there's tons of movies, TV shows, and other places that you can work. It's not like pro wrestling. They can't go to fucking TNA or AEW to write. If they are writers, real writers from Notre Dame and these other places. No, I'm saying if you're
I got you. That just popped me. The Notre Dame thing I forgot about.
Yeah, if you're classically trained and have a degree in writing, you should be able to do you should be able to write for websites like ESPN. You should be able to ghostwrite books. You should be able to, if you're really that good.
That's just how you flex your muscle of your art. Absolutely. But instead we're getting the most junior bits because Vince wants to, instead of saying, let's play the height of our intelligence. But what I love about that is the phrase, your creative process sucks. And you want to talk about where people are like, how do you fix WWE? Do you start all over, get rid of all the belts, whatever? That's not the problem. The problem is wiping all those people away, except for a select few who've been around, who know how to do it. And then you start at NXT, and you even do it on the road with the performers you have, because you can't just wipe all of them away, and teach them improv. And you go from that, and they just know their business. They come up to you with ideas for their business for approval, and then you craft it a little bit, and then you shoot it 3 or 4 different times if it's pre-tape. And if not, and people die out in the front of the fucking audience doing their improv, then they die. And the editors have to know when to hit music and cut people off. But you will get an organic performance, and your performers who are great will no longer be handcuffed by stupid fucking stuff. It will be believable with emotional connection, and your audience will be waiting to feel what's going to happen next, and they'll be along for that ride. Right now, we can create no escapism in reality, a reality that is based in anything, because we're changing it hour 1 to hour 3. They don't even, and they think it's magic for some reason, and it's just trash. So maybe they will listen and say, our creative process is fucked. What are we going to do? And they will finally implement what I've been trying to do for 20 years.
Well, they can't. They'll never do that. And I hate to be negative, but the only reason they'll never do it is because it is not about the actual creative product. It's not about actually drawing money. It is about who's going to get credit, no matter how bad it is, and who is truly in control. The key word is control. If Vince, Hunter, Stephanie, Kevin Dunn, Bruce to a degree, if they cannot control the asylum, then what the fuck do you need them for? That's what I mean. If the wrestlers get over on their own, it's the classic promoter wrestler, the classic independent contractor employee thing.
They can have control from the improv world, which does echo wrestling world in the indies in a lot of ways, and the way it's promoted, and the fact that you make no fucking money and people love you and you get over until you sell out to Comedy Central or wherever, fucking Netflix or yada yada. But the cream will rise to the top of the performers, of the improvisers, and they will get more time, as opposed to a quick walk-on scene where somebody has only a chance to shine and get themselves over in a small way. And maybe that little thing will develop into something else. But your main players will get their stage time because they're going to be the ones that shine in a scene. And they might fall fucking flat, so you got to have things ready to go on. But it'll be an exciting and organic fucking way to do things. But the McMahons will still be able, or whoever, the fucking Saudi royal family will still be able to pull the strings and say, this is who we're going to feature. We'll just see which way it's going to go.
It's just, they have to actually unlearn everything. This is why I think the football league, for everybody that's putting it over and say it's going to be great, the fact that Vince is going to be more hands-on with that than wrestling, that's the one thing. He's going to panic or he's going to do something. Or he just can't. He doesn't watch football. He doesn't watch movies. He doesn't watch TV. How can he possibly? You don't think he's going to walk into Oliver Luck's office and go, "Hey, pal, this is what, we need The Rock or we need Stone Cold," and Luck's going to be like, "What's that got to do with football? Who cares? It's good shit, pal." This is good shit. I love it. I love the fact that he's telling Dean Ambrose, he's using a Jedi mind trick on him and saying it's good. Like he's telling himself that.
Right. Yeah. He's convincing himself the pooper scooper bit is what it is. If you haven't listened to Talk is Jericho with Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, it's great. And we got hit up so many times because what's fucked up is if you are a Russo brand subscriber, and if you're not, you absolutely should be, because Vince is throwing some grenades into the wrestling sheet world here, with us included. So it's kind of good to be along for the ride. Is it all a work? Is it going to be? And I don't know, the Moxley thing with Jericho laid out a lot of things that we did in Master Shoot Theater. They were probably recording it at the same time or near the same time. And he's talking about Vince as Vince while I'm doing it. And it's just so strange that everyone started hitting us up. And I was like, oh shit, wait till this week's Master Shoot drops. It's just that group mind on the same wave where I'm doing a parody. But the reality is because of what we know, it's just that turned up a little bit. But now that he's 70 whatever years old, that's that line between volume 8 and volume 11 isn't too much of a difference.
Well, I know he's insane when I worked there, and that was 11 years ago, and then before that, but it's just starting to come out. And unfortunately, this is the thing too, and I'm sure there's going to be some fucked up press release about him, and how over they are. Vince, Stephanie, Hunter, Shane. Now, Shane is just as bad.
Yeah.
They think just by their appearance on TV or the advertisement of, I've seen people, for example, what works now or what worked 5 years ago will not work now. Like Undertaker will be at Raw. I bet you who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
That's their fault, not Taker's fault, but the Undertaker will be at Raw. Oh, okay, well, he lost a couple WrestleManias. Who cares?
That's our news. Why don't we read the copy and we'll talk right about it here.
Sure.
Undertaker scheduled to be at Raw next week. Apparently he forgot his jacket and hat were in the ring there, so he's got to come back and get them. But WWE's officially announced Undertaker will make his return to Monday Night Raw next week, just 4 days before the Dead Man is scheduled to face Goldberg at WWE Superstar Showdown in Saudi Arabia. So obviously this is an easy hype and ratings pop, but will it do anything? Does it look petty? I mean, there's no heat built. We did his big go home. So for him to come back is nothing more than bowing before the Saudi money that wants him to try and get any little interest built only 4 days beforehand before they cash in on just a big payday and work the fucking Arabs.
Do you think the fans are going to keep hijacking the shows? And I would do that if I was Cody and them. I would release content all this week leading up to Monday, and even ribbing the fact, like parroting the Undertaker thing and doing this and that, parody everything that they do on Monday and Tuesday and how awful it is. And then I think fans will at least try to somewhat hijack the show, like they were chanting, "This is awful." They were chanting AEW during Raw.
Yep.
And tell me that in the third hour were people leaving because the lights were turned down in the crowd.
So that's what people were saying. They were turning shit down. So maybe they were leaving, but
or keeping them quiet. If you turn the lights down, people are going to be louder because they can't be seen.
Well, they don't want to see them chanting AEW or whatever the fuck it is, just to quiet them down or help focus on the ring. But they're scrambling. And, as we'll talk about the greater conspiracy, all these little points play into it. I don't know. It could be all part of the greater work and not, but we'll break it down. Stevie with all of the great segues today. Let's see which one I want to go with there. So Cody Rhodes on comments on destroying Triple H's throne says, I burned a bridge. I can't go back. Following last night's monumental, or the other night's AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view at the MGM Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Executive Vice President Cody Rhodes took some time to speak with members of the press, including ProWrestling.com's own Doug Enriquez. Said, if you could sign anyone to AEW, who's the next person you sign? He said, Greek God Papadon. Next question.
I'm tired of hearing it.
He said, I guess the guy I wanted to sign most would have been Jon Moxley, and we did sign him to a multi-year deal. Really wonderful deal for AEW in our presentation as the alternative. That's the guy I wanted. He says, Moxley's right in the thick of it. The Shield was the hottest thing. I got to be there with those guys with my brother and my dad. He took the last bionic elbow. I just have this connection with him, and he has this connection with the fans. I don't know if you saw, but when he's in the ring, he's literally unhinged, just coming out of whatever shell has been put over him. I was just really happy. He said, how do you feel about the match between you and Dustin? He said, back when the situation came up, we might have wrestled at WrestleMania. I actually didn't want to do it. I wanted to do the ladder match at that Mania, and I wanted to move away from Dustin. We have a very unique relationship, and it's such a strange way. It's cathartic what happens. It's real between him and I. A different upbringing, a different lifestyle. The prodigal son is dead on for who we are, but he's my brother. And I was so happy that he got to be out there because these fans are so different, and he got to be there. By no means is he going to retire. He's not done. It was really just a crazy experience out there. Honestly, I feel like I'm still in the ring, if that makes any sense. That's why I haven't showered. Oof, covered in blood. And that's an old Dusty thing. When you hit a home run or you feel like you did, you don't want to go home. You just want to stay out there. But we have time limits, but I was really, really happy. So, and then they ask about the Dusty's favorite son shirt at the weigh-in. Do you think it went too far? He says, no. No, I mean, it's funny because I was clearly his favorite. It's well documented. He was a performer, always first and foremost. So, whatever. It's a good little rib thing. But, yeah, man, when it comes to all the Cody side of stuff, I also saw that he buried himself because he didn't get professional shots of the belt taken to be released online when they unveiled it. Like, they were scrambling. Like, that's one of the things that fell through the cracks of not having anybody there to make sure it was done.
Oh, that's fine. Huh. I mean, there's time between now and the tournament or the title match or whatever. By the way, you can go back, Cody. Now, what will happen when you go back is all up for debate, although it's not very debatable what will happen. You will be pushed. You will be taken care of. You will be lulled into a false sense of security, and then, just like Nia Jax and all the others, then they'll strike.
How about with this big shoot from Moxley, what's going to happen to Renee,
Not any worse than what's already being done to her. Unless, you know what, I seen it like, it was funny because they had that Lashley thing they dipped into right before he left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing because they did with Natty, with with her having gas all the time and all this other, they're going to make her be something completely so stupid, or I'm totally into black dudes, or something that you see Vince thinking that'll be totally controversial. Yeah, we're going to be into black dudes. Yeah, well, I should probably smarten you up, Vince, about the MLK stuff that just came up.
Well, I knew all about that. That's why I like him so much. Definitely. If you didn't listen, Conspiracy Horseman, last night, this is the Ultra Kayfabe crew. It'll be out Friday, but pretty hard-hitting stuff as we talk about a lot of leaders with sexual dysfunction. But appreciate everybody who's here now live at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman in the chat room. I know I saw Strangler Steve in there. Bro Rocker, Ben Espinosa's back, so he's not hurt too bad from last night's tongue lashing. Ken Sorrell 1, which I believe is a new user in there, and Purdue and all the hoods that are usually up avoiding work this morning. Let's see here. A guy with a new job avoiding the road. Hopefully he can just take a breath and relax. Major update on Road Dogg status backstage in WWE. New report from PW Insider sheds some light on the situation surrounding Brian James, better known as ROADDOGG, and his status as a backstage official in WWE. Last month, it was noted that James had stepped down from the position as co-lead writer of SmackDown Live, position he held along screenwriter Stephen Guerreri, who mostly worked out of WWE headquarters in Stamford. PW Insider is now reporting that James has taken a position working full-time with WWE NXT brand down in Orlando. He recently begun working at the Performance Center. At this point, it's unknown what his official role is within the company. So keeping him on ice so he doesn't jump to AEW, or whatever they're going to do there to keep DX versus the Young Bucks being a payday in a draw. Probably. And also, he's probably way worn out, man. That kayfabe conversation I had with Dreamer in the locker room, where he, told me about their conversation, I could just tell that some of those daily prayer affirmations weren't just to spread love and have a certain look probably on Twitter, which it kind of came off of. That might just be him standing in the mirror every morning going, holy shit, I got to get through another day of this fucking bullshit. Going back and forth with rewrites about pooper scoopers because one, talent doesn't want to do it, and I know it's bullshit, but it's my job, and then it's going to get fucked over anyway. So this is my day for 12 hours a day, and how much of that can you fucking take?
NXT is kind of like a little bit of a, isolated island upon itself. It's a telling thing, too, when you have guys from the main roster like Tyler Breeze, and I'm sure many others, that want to go back to NXT, and they figure, hey, I'll get a t-shirt deal still, I'll get something else that you could probably sustain yourself on something, and some guys got pretty decent deals down there from what I hear. It seems like they're just like quality over quantity, or NXT is going to get them as more over than WWE, so maybe they could still make that jump to AEW or New Japan or Ring of Honor because they'll be featured better on NXT than they ever would on WWE. And Road Dogg's the same way. Like he can do his job and be left alone. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and the money, if you're a Tyler Breeze, and when Moxley's making $500 on his way out, which I'm sure that's a slap because they won't just starving him, just give him the low ball. But like, what's it cost a guy who's not on TV and not featured to be on house shows, spending money on hotels, cars, food, rental, and his place in Florida when he can just be in Florida, spend next to nothing, and probably make more money because he's not losing on the road because he's not making anything because he's not featured on TV.
Well, and also he just opened up the wrestling school, I think, with Spears.
Yeah, well, is that going to be heat too? Is that going to be, Spears is gone, his girl's here, we'll see what they do with her, and because he's already kind of written off, he wants to start something with a guy who got released, can't trust him, they're going to stooge, he might be in AEW and they're working together. You know what I mean? There's all that fucking heat that someone can a guy like Carano can put in somebody's ear. Just one drop of poison.
Unless Russo's right.
Unless Russo's right, and those are the conduits, right?
But there's also compartmentalization. There's also plausible deniability. You wouldn't think a Tyler Breeze or even maybe a Mark Carano would be smartened up to that. That would be That would be Vince, Hunter, Stephanie, Kevin Dunn, and Bruce. Maybe Bruce, maybe not even Bruce, but Bruce is also Bruce will get into everything because when he started making the points, I was like, oh man, that's
there's a laundry list of things that need to be looked at. And here's one that kind of is sidebar of one we'll talk about, but Arn Anderson says that he should have managed the Revival and announces a new podcast with Conrad Thompson. Arn Anderson, podcaster. The Enforcer is back. Arn Anderson took the stages Friday at the 4-day StarCast convention in Las Vegas to host his very own panel, simply entitled Arn. During the show, the WWE Hall of Famer took questions from the audience, and among several other questions, was asked if WWE gives, quote-unquote, proper respect to the tag team wrestling in the modern era. Arn quickly responded with an emphatic nope. The Horseman then followed up by claiming the WWE did justice to the art of the tag team wrestling. The Revival would be world tag team champions, and guess who would be managing them? When the same fan pushed Anderson further, asking him if he would perhaps think about managing Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson in a different setting, say AEW, he took a long pause to consider the idea before confirming that he does indeed have one more run left in him as a manager if that were ever to become a reality. In other panel news, panel host and WCW commentary legend Tony Schiavone also confirmed that Arn Anderson will be the next great wrestling veteran and join the steadily growing podcast army led by StarCast founder Conrad Thompson. Conrad already hosts weekly podcasts for Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff, Schiavone, and most of the recent acquisition, good old JR. I always call him Schiavone instead of Schiavone. It's just a Buffalo Polish thing.
I like that. Yeah. Schiavone.
Schiavone on the phone.
John Hartnett was telling me some stuff that his brother was out there at StarCast, and there was a lot of stuff going on that wasn't too organized.
Yeah, it didn't get reported by the sheets. I heard.
Of course not. What do you?
Well, you think they'd want to bury him because he's built this Conrad entity, and I don't have any problem with the dude and the two interactions I had with him, but I heard nobody was there for Glacier's thing at all. They didn't inspect the building. It didn't fit their needs or what they needed. And the other part of it was going on someplace else and they couldn't get their deposit back. So they went with it. And there are things they said the Arn Anderson thing. How many people were in the room? 6? I don't know. 60, 600. It's just.
There was a lockdown. It seemed like there was a lockdown on media and information coming out of that. There was a lot more live stuff being streamed, a lot more like what you saw at the first one.
Yeah. It definitely was that was the first gathering of the Juggles there. They all wanted to be there. And then this one, you always got to kind of one-up it. So they had all this Ric Flair, Bret Hart, and then none of it really, panned out, I guess, Undertaker, somebody else. So like any indie show that overbooks and advertises and then has to eat shit on talent, you look fucking stupid. Well, welcome to the world of being a wrestling promoter. You better have your talent with their, retainers ready to go, flight, travel, no bullshit. So when it comes down and Psycho Sid cancels on you and you did everything you fucking could, then you can go to the internet and fucking bury him. But that's not what happened, is it? So I don't know. From what we got, the reports we got, it was kind of a flop, this StarCast. I haven't really talked to any of our producers about it. I know Matt Schaffer-Gage was pretty pumped about the interaction that was going on during Double or Nothing, but I was, off doing my thing, so botching wedding spots.
Well, that's the telltale sign for the next one, though, because if you're running these events, Russo said it, if you're running these events so close together, people are traveling all over the world, so obviously you need time to save up for these trips and these weekends. If you're not going to run StarCast, what's the next one? Is it going to be? Is it All In too in Chicago in August?
It's a Fight Fest, that Fire Festival.
Well, that's the one in Jacksonville, but Jacksonville is the next one. I meant the next pay-per-view is August, right?
Yeah, Chicago.
Okay, so Pro Wrestling Tees will have their hand in that. There'll be a lot of spill off with other things, but StarCast once again, are the numbers going to go down for StarCast because you've brought in everybody in the first two that you could think of, well, except for us, but the Church of Satan prevents that.
Mm-hmm. So well,
there, you brought everybody in that you possibly can. There it is. There's sure, but you see what I mean. You had to go all in with the talent that you could get. So with 3. Most of the people I think that traveled to 1 and 2 already have traveled to 1 or both of them.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to run StarCast, now you have to rely on the marketing and promotion of the actual AEW office. It's a lot of questions. I mean, time will tell if they're going to continue to have these sellouts as you go from once every, that was 8 months, 9 months between the first one and this past one. Now It's just a few months. Then you go to weekly TV and pay-per-view. Now it's interesting. How are you going to sustain the attendance?
Is it weekly or do you shoot, how Impact does, 3-4 days and kayfabe the results or hope to? You're not going to be able to.
Well, I wonder if the sheets love to expose and spoil and talk about everything weeks before it comes out. Will they now, because it's their favorite promotion, will they now Put a little bit of what's it called? An embargo.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, they're not being objective if they don't report that StarCast was potentially a flop and all the problems. I didn't hear one thing outside of somebody actually being there.
Not really. And the guy who shit his pants. That was good.
Yeah, that was, he got match of the night. He got knockout of the night bonus.
Did you like that promo? The copy?
Oh, man. Hartnett is our source. We don't even, at least we name our source every time, right?
Yeah, we throw him we pass the heat around on here. Shout out to John, who also had an awesome time, man. I was in Chicago, and he's hitting me up, where him and Colby Covington were just there in New York, and it got back to Donald Jr. and Donald Jr. Don Trump Jr. Invited him over and then took him out on I'm not sure which helicopter it was, but obviously a military one, and tour of the city, and then came back with the title and all that shit. And we're just on there, and this is why John Hartnett's so awesome, because he came to you and you included me, and he's a big listener of what we do and respect our opinions, and that's what helped get Colby to where he was. It's the fact that they stuck to their fucking gimmick, that they protected their own business, that they went and shot their own business to get people riled up, to get his name out there. And then he came through when he had to, because he's a trained martial artist and badass. One, meets the president, now is in with Trump and can go anytime he wants over there, I'm sure. And these are just MMA guys who started at the indie level, and because they protected their own business and had discipline to stick to character, this is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, and creating a false reality that becomes true because of what you are and because you're inventive with your business and where you can take it to the highest level. And John put that over in our private chat, man, and he gets it, and it's just awesome to see. So
John doesn't get enough credit for being kind of like the person that brought me and Colby together, the person that kind of, he's there for a reason with Colby. It's not just he's not a handler or a hanger-on, he's making stuff happen, and John's a really smart guy. He loves the business. He actually wrestles on the independents in Florida. He just loves being around it. But it takes a certain level of, intelligence, organizational, logistic skills to manage the American Top Team, the gym. Yeah. And it's a pretty big undertaking. So he's a good dude. He's a lot of good people there. So he's also, he got me in touch with you.
You can't buy that press. You know what I mean?
No. He got me in touch. He FaceTimed me, and then the USO guy was with him. I started talking to him, and maybe bringing Stevie Richards Fitness to one of the ships and one of the bases soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy John is, though. He's always trying to help other people out.
Yeah, man, because he knows where there's opportunity, and he knows the best will always find each other, man. And he's appreciative too. He's not a guy who takes something, lets it go to his head. He understands, wow, this is happening because I'm applying this logic and listening. He's definitely a coachable guy when it comes to, here's knowledge I'm giving you, apply it and watch it fucking blossom. Don't just half-ass it. But that's the work ethic of anybody who probably trains an American Top Team too. You have to be coachable. You have to learn how to apply it. And they did, and now look what's happening, man. I took that picture in front of Trump Tower in Chicago. He's like, where are you? Come over. I was like, nah, dude, I'm not in New York right now. It's like, you can come get me on the fucking helicopter if you want. We'll have dinner, but right now I'm not there. So, but shout out to All American Top Team, who I know is hungry and pissed off to be a part of WWE to try and save Bobby Lashley. I think they pitched it. It was fucking awesome in Impact with Dan Lambert. Hartnett could do his whole thing again. The Colin Delaney bit that he was doing there. But I don't know. We'll see. And it would even be funny to bring back Colin and have them cross paths all fucked up, and they have to have a match all beat to shit. I think that would be hilarious, dude.
I agree with that.
As we continue, Terry Funk, who I was ribbing Stevie about earlier this week, praises AEW. He says Dusty would be ecstatic. WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk spoke with Sports Illustrated recently. In the interview, Funk lauded AEW's first show, Double or Nothing, saying Dusty would be ecstatic watching this, also saying that Cody and Dustin are following in their father's footsteps. It was no easy thing to get Dusty in the business, but he was always up for a challenge. His boys are the same way, says Funk. Funk had to withdraw from last weekend's StarCast 2 due to abdominal hernia. However, the Wild Texan still found time to watch the show. He had high praise for the segment that following Cody and Dustin's match, comparing it to Dustin's reunion with Dusty Rhodes in 1994. Funk says, creating in this business is making something new, but it's also touching on something old. That's what Cody and Dustin sure did, and it was necessary for that moment to work. Funk stated that Vince and WWE, they're not fresh, as he spoke about why there's a need for an alternative to WWE in 2019. He says, yes, Vince does big business. They have the best talent in the world, but they have no fresh ideas. They should be selling out every arena. Vince thinks he's fresh, and he thinks he's the best. That's why you get. That's when you get knocked on your ass. Ooh, I like that. I like that from the Funker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Good points. And there was some things where I think AEW is searching for their identity. I mean, it's JR. By God, it's good, and we like those throwbacks. I think he should have been featured more specifically for Dustin and Cody, because AEW is new and fresh. And when you're doing the old JR standbys, that's what Gordon Soley used to say. You're like, dude, you don't want Gordon Soley references on your commentary at AEW. Like, we just don't need it. So, not like anyone's going to rein JR in, but like, got to know the right place to use them, I think.
Do you think that people, once again, we get in this whole thing, WCW, Bischoff had talked about, JR and the Southern thing, and then Vince even in the WWE with the Southern thing, that will it appeal to casual audiences? I mean, we know because we're wrestling fans for past however many years, the hardcore fans know, but a casual fan. Now, I'm not saying you put Corey Graves and the other two up there because that's just so monotone. But
their other guy is kind of a Mauro Ranallo knockoff.
Which is guy?
I can't remember. Is
that kid with the mask or the Alex Marvez guy?
Alex Marvez guy. Like
he got buried. People didn't like his commentary.
I didn't think he was bad. I mean, if you're going to be a 70% version of Mauro Ranallo, that's still you're still pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I like Timmy Baltimore to the end, but I'm not sure what level his health is at with everything he's done to be able to call it or be on camera how they want to look at this point. But Timmy's a great voice, but I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Searching for identity. I'm not trying to bury JR, but you've got now until October to kind of get the voice of your company. And even they were like watching the show and not being AEW. What does it need to sound like? The excitement, the build, the confidence, it needs to have that.
Well, it's true. Talking about WWE, new generation, attitude era, WCW, where the big, as stupid as it sounds, where the big boys play. Like there has to be in that. Can you describe yourself in a sentence?
Yeah.
Can you describe your company in a sentence? Much like a character. If you have to be able to describe these characters and what they are in a sentence. And have to get to that.
Describe AEW as a hot new property with young talent global talent from around the world who can do amazing things in the ring. Yeah. Now, if that's the MO, and which is 90% of what they are, how does JR as a model fit into that aside from a nostalgia piece for the 20 to 40 somethings who know, by God, he killed him. Like when he goes through a table, you know what I mean? Like where we're just reliving Foley and Taker from the era when they were really over. Like I said, I'm not trying to slight JR, and I know that a big part of this is the fact that, the tragedy that happened with his wife and keeping him active. So all the other bullshit aside of how I feel about wrestling, that's far more important. And I don't want to be like, oh, I'm forgetting this point that we're actually not doing a charity, but we're protecting someone who's given us so many great moments. Who gives a fuck if it's outside of the model of what AEW should be with Young and Fun? Because you take care of Grandpa. He's part of the fucking family, and that's
that can also be a story, though.
Yeah.
Like you sit down with him UFC style between the black and white and put him on the stool, 3/4 shot, profile shot, id shot, whatever you call it. And you tell why he joined AEW. You don't even mention WWE. You can say, I'm a widower. I lost my wife. I need purpose. this company came along and I know this is my purpose to be here. Let him have some emotional investment from the fans as well. He said it on the radio, on the Busted Open radio show, but we need a vignette. We need a vignette for the kid with the mask, for Alex Marvez. And that's, you know what? There's your tagline. Choose AEW. Choose. You now have a choice. Choose AEW. And the question is, why did I choose AEW? Here's JR. Why did I choose AEW? Here's Kenny Omega. Here's Jericho. Here's the...
and Bucks would go for that. I mean,
dude, if they have that on their fucking logo in about a month.
I mean, if you're down with that, I'll send it. I'll stooge off. I'll send it through Josh today because we did I Am 2CW.
Well, just like Batwoman, I want credit. I don't want.
All right. Yeah. I Am 2CW, which trended worldwide, and then we saw all these other I Am ROH and all this shit. You know what I mean? Knock it off from us, absolutely. So choose AEW, and to have these little promos because the Bucks did one I Am 2CW. We all did them. You know what I mean? Just quick. 10 to 15 second where you cut them all together, but definitely those little vignettes would be awesome. Choose AEW.
Well, that's what it is. It's a choice now. Now you have an alternative. This is all now besides feeling like the boys have a choice. The fans have a choice. Everybody has a choice of what to do now. And that's what makes competition. And whether one wants to participate in the competition, that's their fucking fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. And that's, I can see it now. Hey, choose WWE. Choose it.
Yeah. Choose. You're going to choose. God damn it. You're going to choose us. In the chat room, Billy Nick says, terrorists on this man's wall. What the fuck does this man have on his walls? I don't know. It doesn't look like me. I wonder who it could fucking be on my wall.
I like when somebody comes in and they point out the obvious and they go, I'm not interested, or it's not for me. Like,
no,
okay, thank you. Shut the show down. Shut it down.
This is all fan art. Kelly Edwards does these mosaics. Great, supporter, wife 122 here, and she's made a huge Hamin Media one over on the wall. This is from Bang Biscuit off of his CNC machine, as well as Conspiracy Horseman one over my shoulder. It's the 2CW poster from Piper Weekend.
Look at all the terrorists on the beach there at a wedding.
Look at them. And if you got any more fucking stupid questions, please feel free to put them in the chat room. So as we continue, let's see, to give you what you need. Just on JR. JR calls Jon Moxley's debut in AEW his Stone Cold moment. Yeah, these are the things where I'm like, why? That's why I'm like, I get you're the credibility and you're the that. I don't want to see, and this is where, I hate to say this is going to sound arrogant. This is where someone, you, me, whoever, younger Cody needs to coach JR and be like, I love you, JR, and I appreciate all this. I want you to be re-inspired to do new things because I know you can. And I don't need you to put over our company by tying it to the pinnacle of the Stone Cold era. I need you in the moment making our Stone Cold moment. You know what I mean? Where they don't call it the Stone Cold moment, they call it the Jon Moxley moment.
Yeah, it absolutely, this is one case where when you're trying to get talent over, you need to live in an echo chamber in a sort of way. You have to be in your own ecosystem. You cannot say this guy is like this guy. That's what got Becky Lynch into trouble, saying she's the female Stone Cold, and that's what's getting the Batwoman thing in trouble because she's the female Bruce Wayne. This is not any different, in my opinion. He can't be Austin, and Austin can't be him.
No.
So
JR quote says, quote, the lucky part for me is it reminded me of Mick Foley getting thrown off the cell, said Ross.
Oh,
I didn't know what was going to happen, and it's the same thing happened on Saturday night in Vegas. I didn't know Moxley was coming out there. He was so full of passion and raw animal magnetism. I felt it in my bone marrow. It was a Stone Cold moment.
Okay.
Dude, JR wasn't giving the Iggy that Moxley was coming out.
Yeah. The Mick Foley saying that what he did to Omega was what I'm assuming is the same as the Mick Foley bump. It is not the same. The Mick Foley bump was a real bump onto a table with no air crash pad or mattress underneath it like Shane had, remember? This was basically a fireman's carry into a padded stage area. Is that true? That's what I saw, right?
Right.
He bumped through the initial fiberglass looking thing, but it was padded underneath.
Up there was crash pad underneath. That's
what I mean. You have fans, the casual fans. I know you're trying to say, oh, this is this and this is this. If you remember these, by the way, these are Attitude Era moments that Vince Russo wrote. So you're kind of putting them over. But no, it does a disservice. I mean, these are little things that we're picking up on. Maybe people aren't going to, but you add them up cumulatively over time, then they're going to be like, man, you just keep comparing them to guys from 20 years ago that nobody could ever be as over as. I'm sorry.
I totally. Well, they could be if you built things the right way
in this era, in this environment. But unless you're going to go TV 14, like they joked about, if you go TV 14, you can do shit that Austin and Rock could never do.
Like put somebody in an electric chair.
Yeah. For an AMA.
Yeah, for an AMA. Well, like I said, they're ready for that next week. They're going to have a gallows built out there for Kofi Kingston's promo. They're going to put him in a noose and then he just promos. So when they get to Saudi Arabia, the beheading, the audience will be conditioned to all these scenarios. WWE edited out Sami Zayn's AEW name drop in Bizarre Raw segment. In case you missed it, WWE commentator Corey Graves debuted a new in-ring talk show segment called The Electric Chair this week with Monday Night Raw. How about this sidebar? Renee Young, when the electric chair gets thrown, oh, come on, it's the first week. Like the electric chair breaks, like she's selling for it, dude. I was like, ugh.
Respect the electric chair. That's a new shirt.
Fuck. The idea, although we're still incredibly confused on several points, is that the new WWE superstar will join him in each week in an inexplicably rebranded third hour of the show for a sit-down conversation, answering questions from fans in attendance. Dude, there's going to be a repeat segment? Okay. Gray's first segment, guest the segment on Monday was none other than the so-called critic of the critics, Sami Zayn, who fielded some incredibly stupid questions from the fans before name-dropping AEW during a rant about how the crowd could have asked him anything, but instead continually pitched him the dumbest comments of all time. He's not wrong. Interesting enough, when WWE uploaded the segment to their YouTube channel, the mention of AEW and the brief crowd chant, Seth Rollins was sent to the ring immediately to stop the chant, were edited out of the footage. You can check out the segment above. Also, if anyone can explain to us why the electric chair is actually necessary or why Corey Graves had to stand in the ring doing absolutely nothing through the entire segment, please let us know in the comment section below. We've got nothing. Apparently neither do they. I feel like they rolled into town. They were going by an antique fucking store, and they're like, "There's an old electric chair. Let's buy that." Yeah, the electric chair segment. It'll be goddamn electrifying. The most electrifying man in all of entertainment, Corey Graves. Get out there, Corey. Make it happen, pal.
Or that was Vince's way of saying that he's getting back at Bret Hart for the electric chair spot. Nobody remembered that from Beyond the Mat, where Bret had an electric chair in the house. Mm-hmm. And the guy shaking. It looks just like that. Although I don't know if they have different models of electric chairs. But really, are you really going to, the production crew is already fucking stressed out, lugging this shit around, you don't have a tour bus for them anymore. You make them fucking rent cars. And now you're going to make them lug around another electric chair, which you broke the first week. So now they have to fix it or get another one. So there you go.
Yeah, get another one. Yeah. Or maybe they broke it like, fuck this thing. Throw it out of there. We don't want
Where do you go to Costco for those?
That's the thing. If you break the electric chair, we don't have to do this segment anymore.
You break it, you bought it. I think.
Yeah. Somebody said that backstage. Graves you got this 40 minutes before going on air. Electric chair segment. What the fuck? Dude, when you're out there, fucking launch this electric chair and break it because I don't want to do this every week.
Yeah. Well, they also, the third hour, they're really just admitting that the third hour doesn't get ratings, because why would you talk about things in the third hour that, by the way, you don't have any.
And the whole insinuation is that they're going to strap fucking Sami Zayn to an electric chair, and if he lies or some type of thing, he's going to be electrocuted, which was the lawsuit from that WWE fucking rib show, right? Where they, with the cameraman.
Titus O'Neil, right?
Titus O'Neil fucking popped the dude and shit. So there's that underlying thing too. Plus, you're going to Saudi Arabia where Sami Zayn can't go, but he's afraid to be executed. And you're fucking putting a guy in an electric chair, which is directly execution. There's no fucking possibility of like those are happenstance and it's just a new third hour thing. Like it's a designed fuck you rib.
It's what it is.
And it probably started with that where they wanted Sammy strapped in the chair and somebody goes, standards and practice won't let us do that. Okay, but what about if he does that? If he just sits in the chair and it's just, like, here's how it gets watered down again. Like we want the Mona Lisa. Okay, I'm going to give you the Mona Lisa. And then it goes to some other thing. Oh, but she's got to have blonde hair and sunglasses. Oh, but that's not the Mona Lisa. Who cares? Get her down. Well, let's give her some more cleavage. Well, all right. All right, it's showtime. Where's the Mona Lisa? Well, here it is. No, that's not what I wanted. Well, you guys wanted it. You changed it all. You fucked it. Throw it away. Give me something else. Like that. That's the scenario they're dealing with day in, day out.
But they're not.
It's all self-inflicted.
But they're not the geniuses that Jimmy Jacobs and other people claim they are. They're not the geniuses because you have to follow through with that genius, and also you have to be willing to. You can't pick the hill you want to die on politically if you're a creative person.
Right.
You have a creative vision, and if it doesn't go that way, see, that's what I mean. You can't. They're trying to promote that video. Did it ever go back to public, or did it stay unlisted?
I looked at it like a couple weeks ago, and I think it had like. Not a couple weeks ago, like last week, I think it had like 28,000 views, but it was still unlisted. But some sheets had the fucking, copy paste code for embed on there. So it got about 28,000, but it was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's what they basically did was they looked like they all had Stockholm syndrome, and it looked like there was truth in some of what they said when they said, well, we have rewrites. We have all the, what do you think? Do you think Stephanie looked at that video and said, I just said we write this shit a year out, and she was like the fucking hell witch towards them? Because I've seen that side. Like, you're supposed to be scared. She comes in and acts like and it really is, ever since she took over creative, it's been just like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, now Dana Warrior's in there, so we can hope things are going to be turned around.
What do you think that's like? Someone said awkward, I know.
People said bizarre as fuck, like, it's got to be some Stepford Wives shit where she just stands in the corner with her eyes way wide and shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think, Dana? And like, maybe she comes out with brilliant business. What if she's the master of like coming up with finishes and nobody fucking sells her?
She's got the same mind as Warrior did. Yeah. I mean, it could be. What do you got to lose? She can't be any worse than Vince.
Right. At this point, maybe she is booking all the finishes.
You want to clue everybody into the fact that we actually have been trying to contact Fox for consulting Russo, you and I?
I don't know how far we're going with that, like, to let it out there. I don't know if we should. I think there's a couple moves left to be made before we stooge off what's going down.
Yeah, true. I know I may have just done that.
That's fine in a small way. They don't know. Fuck it. Let it get back to them. Let them sweat it.
I just want Vince to call me boss.
Yeah.
Just once. What do you think, boss?
I think Rey Mysterio is to relinquish the U.S. championship. Apparently on Raw, Rey Mysterio will relinquish it in Austin, Texas. Mysterio won the title from Samoa Joe in a controversial fashion at Money in the Bank, who suffered a partially torn shoulder during post-match beatdown. The two veteran stars were in the midst of a program building towards the involvement of Rey's son, Dominic, who has been training as a wrestler for the last few years. Next week's Raw is the go-home show ahead of WWE Superstar Showdown in Saudi Arabia. So it's like we'll see a last-minute setup to crown a new champ on that show. Scrolling. No, that's it. I think that's a mistake, dude. Like, if the kid's trained, you have the kid, like, he's going to relinquish it. The kid's like, no, Dad, let me defend it. Yeah. And the kid gets annihilated by Joe.
Yeah. I agree. Why not? Why are they fucking cut like pausing and deleting this business when they could just have
Yeah.
more heat on it?
Tons of heat, and then they got to come back, and then he gets in there, and then Dominic costs Joe on one run in toe hook that sets him up for a 619. Boom. Ref takes a bump too. Dominic hits the 619 on him. Fucking the old man goes up, does the fucking sailor fucking splash. Boom, hits him. Ref comes to, gets woken up by Dominic. 1, 2, kick out. No, let's do another fucking no, right? Like, didn't that piss you off right there?
Yeah, let's start all over again.
Get the ladder. Get the ladder.
What kind of shape do you think the kid's in? Because I've seen him, but it's kind of wearing baggy clothes and stuff.
I kind of don't want him in great shape. It's about heart. It's about the fact that then he can come to the back.
You don't say he's even trained to be a wrestler. He just wants to get in the ring.
He's got heart. And then Triple H sees him. He goes, "Took a lot of guts to do what you did. How you feel about going to NXT?"
Wait a minute. So which version of Triple H is this? Is this leather jacket of Triple H? Is this heel authority Triple H? Or is this pointing at the signee Triple H?
This is pointing at the signee kind of, but this is going to be the new beaten down Triple H, who is only going to use limited power he has for good from now on, because he's so beaten down that he's not even going to carry the WWE torch anymore. But he sees things and he's like, I've done this for a long time, and that impressed me, and I can't do a lot around.
I'm over.
Can't do a lot around here anymore. But
I'm over.
if you want to be over like me, I can get you in NXT.
I think, just to go one step further, he offers the kid a WWE contract, and he goes, "No, that's okay." And he goes, "Well, why would you refuse that?" He goes, "I was hoping you would give me an NXT contract." So nobody wants to go to WWE.
Yeah. And then Triple H just puts his hand on his shoulder, points to him, and then they both turn to the side, and somebody takes their fucking picture.
Yeah. No need to sign a piece of paper. This photo will do.
Yeah. That photographer is always ready, no matter who he comes across, and so he can turn and do the fucking.
But if you want to go all the way with it, why not have some guys just come out and say, there's guys going there. Turn that into a storyline.
Yeah, it could be, man. We'll see if they do that, or else he'll just relinquish the title and we'll have a scramble for it. But what we just said is far better.
Need to get some heat on Joe. He should actually be shocked when he does beat people, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Oh. And not try to get busted open for a shoot. That would help, too.
Yeah, dude, that fucking nosebleed. Jesus. Oh, he had nosebleed and eye, right?
Yeah, right under his eye, man.
Oof. Yeah, that was nasty. WWE pulls AJ Styles from Monday Night Raw due to injury. AJ Styles has been pulled from tonight's advertised fatal four-way match to determine number one contender, which we watched. So that got fucked out of the gate. The reason given for Styles being pulled from the show is he suffered an injury during his match with Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. He felt something pop in his lower back. On Raw, Corbin attacked Styles, yada, 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 yada. But whatever, dude. Well, the week before, Styles slapped Corbin in the fucking face and there was no retribution. So who knows? Up from down, left is right. Hopefully AJ's better, and he's got the stems and the chiropractic and the cryo and the Stevie Richards fitness recovery to kick out real quick here.
Yeah. I was going to say you go with ultra violence that people get right up, like Braun Strowman after being double suplexed into a ladder. But Corbin comes and obviously hits him with a work punch that he slaps his bicep, and he can't get up. And the doctors are checking on him and doing the once over. Like, we got to figure out what's wrong with him. No, he just got punched in the fucking face. My God.
I mean, they had Pat Buck helping Kofi Kingston. I would go to Buck all the time, but that's what I do.
So.
527 WWE Raw viewership sees big drop on Memorial Day. There's your new finish, the Memorial Day big drop. May 27th edition of Raw dropped more than 13% this week, undoing the last 4 weeks of slow but steady buildup of mobility. The show was watched by an average of 2.19 million people, down from 2.52 million last week. What's interesting is that this week's show deviated from, virtually every other episode in recent memory and it was strangely consistent from beginning to end. Let's not get the fuck out of hand here, Mike Killam. In almost every case this year, the first hour was the most watched by a large margin, with viewership dramatically dropping throughout the night. This week, the first hour was watched by 2.265 or 2,265,000 people, and dropped less than 0.5% the second hour, followed by 9% drop the third hour. So big drop hour 3 for the question and answer segment. This week shows the second lowest watch of 2019, which by far the lowest first hour of the year so far. It was down 12.2% from Memorial Day 2018. How's that stock price doing?
Hashtag blame the troops. I mean, there's no NBA finals. There's nothing going on. What are you going to say? Well, so many people going to the cemetery to visit troops. They're not going to watch our... they're going to the cemetery to see troops in the dark with flashlights rather than watching our show. Like, what are you going to blame it on then? Who are you going to blame it on?
I don't know.
They're eventually going to.
Price is still down.
I'm telling you what, they're eventually going to just start blaming the wrestlers, and they're going to start, just like when creative doesn't have anything for you, they fire the wrestler. What the fuck does... So when the wrestler like AJ is hurt and can't perform, fire a writer. Makes as much sense, right?
It might as well be. Somebody's got to be sacrificed for this injury. I don't know, man. It's how you want to plan these 4 ways that are meaningless, these mixed tags that are just a house show pop that do no business, where you're giving a real finish. There's no cliffhang, and they wonder why, and they wonder why, and they wonder why, because it's not important to see anything.
Because you know that I can just watch any 3 hours. It'll be the same format. It'll be copy-paste, and nothing will be... If I miss it, they're going to finish it at the end of the third hour anyway with a finish or whatever. Doesn't make any difference. I mean, you can't fix it, man. You got to... I agree with Russo that you got to just blow it up creatively. Like, if that means get rid of all the writers to start every... It doesn't matter, because you put a period on the end of every show, so you can start a reset the next week without killing anybody's gimmick.
I think you hire Shane Douglas to go in undercover as like he was the guy driving the garbage truck, and now he's a janitor, and he sneaks into every room and picks up a belt and drops it in the garbage can, puts it back on his thing, and just walks away slowly. And then
got to make sure he doesn't catch his fanny pack when it hits before it hits the can.
Because all the belts need to be thrown away, the whole nine. Then he gets Daniel Bryan's and puts it in the recycle bin.
Oh, dude, just put a nod to somebody from the past and have fucking Duke Drosy come out with the fucking... I mean, acknowledge everything, man.
Why not?
And the commentators are like, well, this more people remember this guy than anything that happened last week. He'd probably get a fucking pop.
Absolutely. Whole nine. We'll go backwards through the wormhole. We'll get every reference that we can in over the course of a month as we into a new universe, new multiverse, because that's the only way things are going to be able to change.
Let's talk about this for a second. You talk about like choose AEW, and you have these vignettes. You already had Moxley with a promo. You had the promos leading up to this and the promos afterwards. You compare those. I'm just saying. You compare those with the girls talking about the women's tag titles during that tournament with the iconic, the you go, now you go, now you go, now you go, Bayley and Sasha's promos. All this stuff is so fucking, even this week, you talk, I talk, you talk, I talk, you talk, taking turns. That's the difference that's going to kill WWE right there.
That's why when you're not in the moment, you're scripting these lines. That's where improvisation is. I hear what you say. I know what it is, and I know when my time to respond is. But you have to train that. That's a muscle that has to be built, and they have some of it, but they don't know how to use it yet.
Well, how do they have indie workers that supposedly aren't? I disagree with Funk too. That when he says the best workers are in WWE, I'd have to say that a lot of them are. But I wouldn't say the best. Because
it's tough to say because they don't get to showcase that they're the best workers. If they were able to go out there, like any indie show me, go like he's up with his finish, go out and put your match together. Like they would showcase some awesome shit, but they're not in WWE for sure.
I'm not so sure because most of these guys were from, you talk about Seth Rollins from Ring of Honor. He never really had a big like well-known angle on Ring of Honor, and then NXT, he's just a champion.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns outside of, and they even called that off. Put that guy, show that guy doing everything for cancer research. Keep that rolling. They've even forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Fucking Moxley you should have shown where he used to sleep in his car. He used to be homeless. We sleep on somebody's couch. Take him on the tour. That's the kind of shit that we don't get to see. But then you'd have to follow it up instead of using Vince's fucking troubadour. This is Elias, the troubadour. Like, what the fuck is he's a musician. He's a singer. The troubadour. The fuck says that? Vince. Who the fuck says these $5 words that no fucking 47-year-old even says? Much less a fucking 27-year-old. Do you see what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
the language of everything. Russo said it. Nobody in creative is cool, except for Road Dogg, who they friggin' drove back to NXT. He was probably the coolest one that would have been able to go back and forth with these kids.
It was probably the last floodgate, the last, barrier of before, like, no, and they broke that. Imagine what it's like now.
Just zombies walking around. Can't wait till fucking Wednesday to go home.
Well, since Road Dogg did probably bail, think about what we've heard. Rewrites of hour 3 during hour 1, like it's just getting worse and worse. 52-minute openings before we get wrestling, like unbelievable shit.
Ask your question that you always ask when you get fucking fired up and hot. Where is?
I'm blanking. Go for it. Do my
Where
line.
is Bruce?
Oh, where is Bruce? Yeah, where the fuck are you, Bruce? I mean, is Stooge and Conrad? Like, I don't know. Like, to me,
this gives another layer to Russo being right, though.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
What is he doing? Should I even have confidence in Bruce from all these other years gone by that this shit is still going on? You know what I mean? Like, it's the same as politicians for me. They're all mea culpa. Like, they want to run for office. Like, everything's so broken. Everything fucking sucks. You've been in fucking office for 40 years. Guess what? It's you that fucking sucks. You are the fucking problem. Die, you old fucks, die. Like, that's just, there's no fixing of like, oh, if we only eliminated this part of the fucking problem, it would be fine. Nope. It happened on your watch. Accept responsibility and stand down from the fucking wall instead of trying to leech your way back in because you built a name back when. But guess what? This ain't fucking back when. And if you knew what was going on, you'd be fixing it. And you've had your chance, and now you've blown it again. So you're exposed. You're exposed fully.
They're all exposed, and the only one I would say that would have the chance of fixing things is Road Dogg because he did exactly what we said. He hung in there, tried, and he said, this is shit. I can write better shit than this. I want out.
Yeah.
That's what a real creative person would do. When you're in a situation where you cannot create the best product, you're like, I'm too fucking good. I want to go somewhere else. Oh, wait a minute. We have this. And Hunter saw it and said, I'll put you in a good fucking limbo here in NXT to get you to fucking reset.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, bro, a little fun in the sun off the road. We definitely can use you. We got these new tag. Yeah, the whole.
And I'd
deal.
watch NXT if Road Dogg is allowed to write. I think Ryan Katz is writing down there too. He was down there. If Road Dogg is allowed to do what he's doing with Borash, with Jimmy, and with Katz, NXT, and once again, I think what they're doing now is like, do we make these guys? This is the mind fuck. Want our guys and girls to be over. We want to push them. We want really good TV. But do we want it to be too good to where Vince notices and he takes them?
And he's not even watching. Yeah. Like Velveteen Dream is doing the Rick Rude fucking pants, call me Vince. And Vince isn't watching live or anything. Like, he has to get stooge to him. Like, he's going into business for himself. Fuck him. He's never getting on the road. Meanwhile, that should have been like, well, let's bring this kid up for one night and let me do a vignette with him. He's like, yeah, you were trying to get my attention, pal. Like, dude, and don't put him on there. Let him go back to NXT. Now you give him a fucking super shine. But we don't even get these fucking small things, like all the small things as the song goes. One thing, Greg Moses in the chat room here from Louisville, Kentucky, and he said, did we hear that Ryan Satin got his press credentials pulled at AEW? I didn't hear that, but if it is true, that's fucking funny to me.
I don't think he got it pulled. They didn't want him to interview anybody. He put that out on Twitter.
I know before. He got denied from StarCast, but I don't know if like once he got there, something else happened. But I did hear just about that he was like wanted the inside edge of like, fuck you, stooge.
Well, where's the big movement to shut them down?
Yeah, right. Yeah, now that he's butthurt, like everything that he was backing for whatever reason, and they fucking shut him down. Good stuff. Mosier said he's digging for info right now. We'll move on to our next story, our last story, which we talked a bit about on the Horseman last night. Terry Runnels arrested for bringing a loaded gun into a Tampa airport. It's first reported by TMZ. Former WWE personality Terry Runnels was arrested early Wednesday morning after bringing a loaded handgun in the Tampa International Airport. Runnels was taken into custody by airport police at approximately 7:32 a.m. and charged with a Class 3 felony for possession of concealed firearms. She was transported to a local jail, held on $2,000 bond, which she later posted. In a video update to her official Twitter account, Runnels claims that she had recently returned from her mother's house and often travels with a firearm because of armadillos that ruin her garden and other critters that go after her chickens. Runnels stated that she had
Go ahead.
Runnels stated that she had only slept for approximately 8 hours over the course of 3 days and woke up at 4 a.m. to catch an early flight, completely forgetting that the firearm was loaded and in her carry-on bag. You can watch the video below at the Terry Runnels Twitter. Wow. Armadillos that ruin her garden and other critters that go after her chickens. That's why I carry a Glock 19 with hollow points to the airport.
That's the part that popped me when I heard these animals. Like, how fucking big are these animals? You got to have hollow points.
What makes you sleep only 8 hours over the course of 4 days?
Well, you're on Triple H body series?
Yeah, or what keeps you awake over the course of, that amount of time, so.
How dare you?
Sorry, I was just curious. Maybe she's
allergies?
Like some 5-hour energies. Yeah. And then you're going to show up at a fucking airport with a gun that you forgot. You keep your gun in your carry-on bag to shoot your chickens and armadillos?
Is that a real question?
Like that,
I have absolutely no.
Reporter would have to ask out of the explanation.
Yeah, I have absolutely, positively no problem with her. She's such a sweet girl and everything. I was worried when we talked about it on Horseman that this could be like behavior linked to possibly CTE or post-concussion. A lot of different symptoms of absent-mindedness or something. And maybe that's what she's doing. Like, this is the best I could come up with, because I was just at the airport and didn't even realize that I packed a gun that was loaded with hollow points. And yeah, I mean, hollow points is something that, like, when you're carrying around fucking bullets with cop killers.
You want small. Well, you could do hollow points. I guess they are armored, but
aren't they?
Shot, just a 22 long range rifle shot back of the head will knock it right the fuck down.
Well, an armadillo. I mean, but those are hollow points. Those are cop killers, right? Those are ones that, especially law enforcement, is.
You can get hollow points in anything, small caliber, whatever, but you're talking about a Glock 19, which is straight up, a cop killer pistol, dude. It's like a lot bigger bullet than a little fucking rat shot out of a 22 long rifle to fucking kill something in the backyard, a rabbit or something like that, dude. No, that's man stopper right there.
I mean, what do you think happened? Speculating.
I think she's got CTE. I think she's on some fucking yayo, and I don't think she's thinking straight. And you put up that you're awake over your 4 days, 8 hours sleep. You're not making rash decisions. Why? like, and even saying these things and putting out a statement like that it's about armadillos and shit, a blatant cover. I don't know, man. I think, I don't think her mind's right.
Well, Carry On can have a bunch of different, you know, like categories. Like if it was in like a backpack or a purse more specifically for her. Now I understand, because you can carry in Florida if you have a concealed carry license, which we don't know if she has. So to actually have it, no, I'm not saying, but if it was in your roller bag, how many times are you actually going to leave a gun? It's either in your bedroom drawer, nightstand drawer, it's in a desk drawer. I don't know any situation besides purposely packing it to take it that you would put it in a carry-on, like a roller bag carry-on that you put in the overhead.
You think about when we go, how many trips we've gone on everywhere and how we pack. Never is just like, let me throw my shit in there. You're always packing your gear. You're always doing this or that. And you're going to the airport, gun. You just know gun. And if you're that absent-minded.
Dude, I know when there's a water bottle that's too big or a fucking shampoo bottle.
Right. The hollow point with 11-round clip. No way, bro. So, I don't know. I didn't watch the video at the Terry Runnels.
Somebody said she's tired of the armadillos losing her luggage.
That's it. We've had enough.
Those armadillos working baggage claim. Fucking big heat.
Big time, man. That's sad, interesting, and whatever story. And then for this to be the follow-up, the excuse was varmints. I don't know, man.
Dude, and it carries a heavy. You bring a gun to the airport, that's like serious shit. Minor felony at the most, if not, well, at the least, it's a minor felony. $5,000 fine and up to 5 years in prison. She's already, I guess she's out now, $2,000 bond. So are you allowed to leave the state now? There's a whole bunch of things, and you're caught in an airport. So now are you on some sort of no-fly list, which is going to make your life a living hell?
Instantly, bro. Instantly.
So now she has to get to the airport like 3 or 4 hours, and like the international travel is completely out of the question, I'm sure.
I don't know.
If you have a gun charge and you're going to Canada?
Yeah, very well could be. Absolutely could be. I know dudes who are banned for less, for sure. Crazy, crazy, crazy story, man. Like, that's some hold my beer shit. It's going to be tough to top that one. But we'll see who comes through in the next week here. Obviously, as the war kicks off with AEW, we'll see which moves are made and if WWE responds. I think they're more worried and focused about getting through this Saudi show and trying to build whatever little heat they can for their base audience, which is diminishing rapidly, to believe in what they have to watch on the network and a pay-per-view that's nothing more than a song and dance for fucking blood money. So it'll be a fun commentary either way to see how they spin it to win it and come up with new belts for people over there and whatever it is R-Truth is doing next. I saw he did a little Nas parody, which I hate that song, so it was good when he did it and got his shit over on it. But Stevie, man, a lot of people hitting us up looking forward to is WWE backing AEW conspiracy show? Conspiracy Horseman going to join Russo on Westwood 1, so we're doing our due diligence to kind of take a look at everything that's coming out and weigh it, engage it, and see how it all could relate back. And there's some interesting points. Also, a lot of people hitting me up during the wedding saying I looked really good, man, and I got to say it's all because of sticking to Stevie Richards fitness and accountability and doing Planet Fitness stuff. So I appreciate all the infidels reaching out, and I wanted to put it over, like anybody else who's getting results. I still got another 30, 35 pounds to go to where I want to be, but sticking with it, man, feeling good.
I appreciate that, man. And you do look great, and you've come a long way, and I'm sure it helps all around with wrestling and just in general, because you're on your feet a lot at job and everything. So I'm sure that helps to carry less weight around. But yeah, man, I have to do a little bit work on the website right now. I'm going to try to make it a little bit more informative. Maybe add the yoga workouts from the YouTube channel so people can kind of look at those and get some free content up there. But you can go to StevieRichardsFitness.com, the 12 and 16 week resistance band training program, as well as the full body workout video and the shoulder mobility video. And like I said, I'll probably add those yoga workouts that drop every Monday on the YouTube channel, so please subscribe there. Also, follow me at Instagram at Stevie Richards, Twitter at BWOStevie, and also ProWrestlingTees.com /Stevie Richards. I don't know why I want to do more podcasting, like football or something. I want to add something to do that. But I've been looking at local radio stations too, try to see there's still radio out there somehow.
Well, your reel is
Don't
big
tell
enough,
them
man.
about these shows, please. Don't tweet any of these stations.
Yeah, we'll come up with something else. Get the Madden stamp back up there for when they take a look. But
Madden on Twitch, yeah.
No, I appreciate it, all the content, man, and we want to keep expanding. I'm looking forward to getting a hold of some comedy minds in the next week here and get some shows in the can for Hamin kickoff in June here. Some people were pretty excited about it.
Your improv thing coming up.
Yeah, so it should be pretty exciting. Got some friends that are doing really well. Hopefully I can get Dave Pasquazi from Lodge 49. I'm going to see him in June, and they just wrapped up on Veep. Molly Erdman, who was my coach, who's doing really great stuff with Funny or Die, and maybe some people from Epic Rap Battles of History to kind of kick things off is what I'm working on. Hopefully we can get schedules lined up to get something in the can out for the whole month to talk some high-level comedy. I'm excited about it, man. I'm glad to be back in the saddle after, like I say, a rocky weekend. It was just a lot, and then to come back and have to do all the AEW and stuff that way. But we're here, guys, to crank out all your content all week long. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Locker Room, Bellow with the NXT review, the Impact Attack with Ray and Matt. Obviously, Crow 777, the Conspiracy Horseman, Infinite Fringe, doing as much as we can, Breaking Sal, Pro Wrestling Reflection, shows here all the time, guys. It's all free content. Best thing you do is cheer bits, buy T-shirts and merch, support the platform, join the Hamin Media discussion group for all the great talk that goes on over there, all the games we play for the pay-per-views and interactivity on Monday and Tuesday nights, the self-help group to kind of get through these shows and have open discussions as we watch the wrestling world and the world fucking crumble before our feet. We're all here in the locker room keeping it real, talking real. It's Hacker Hamin Infidels. It's Stevie Richards, your Friday veteran locker room. YOLO.